welcome to my first YouTube video, guys. Thank you so much for coming in and watching this whole thing. In this video, we'll be discussing the Devil School of Jacksonville, Florida. For those who followed me from my Twitch channel, The Comic Gamer, this is so not my fucking Twitch channel. This channel is more about horror and my writing from my SRE Comics Instagram page. But let's just jump right in. The Devil School of Jacksonville, Florida. So starting off with the history of public school number 4, the school was founded in 1915. In 1957, public school number 4 was renamed Any Little Elementary School in honor of a former principal. Although shortly after the renaming, the school was set to close due to I-10 and I-95 being constructed just a few years after. The intersection made it nearly impossible for anyone to get to the school, and traffic drowned out the classrooms, forcing the school to close for good in 1960. Now, these are all the boring facts. I'm sorry I had to bore you guys out with history. You guys came for the horror and the scary stories, so we're going to get into that. But real quick, just a little bit more. In 1995, a fire broke out in the now abandoned school, most likely due to vagrants or teens, speculated by the police. The roof of the school caved in, and in 1999, public school number 4 was set to be demolished. Luckily, the Duval County Historic Society prevented this from happening, and this building is now an official historic landmark in Jacksonville, Florida. So, now that we're past all that shit, let's get to the fun, scary stuff that we're all here for. Let me just start by saying that all of what you're going to hear is just word-of-mouth stories and not at all facts.
Fact.
The only real fact here, there was a reported rape amongst an unknown suspect and a homeless woman. Not much horror, just really fucked up. It was only after the school's closure in 1960 that these legends and myths began to unravel and circulate, as the school became a popular spot for wayward teens, as well as drug addicts and squatters, and became known as the most haunted spot in Jacksonville. The rumors surrounding the school tell stories of murders, psychotic faculty, i.e. janitors and principals. We'll dive into that soon. Suicidal teachers, satanic hauntings, and exploding boiler rooms. So let's start with the more prominent of the stories. The cannibal principal. Allegedly, there was a principal at Any Little Elementary who was said to have kept kids in after-school detention, only to bring them into his office to never return again. Where did they go, you might ask? The answer is pretty fucking obvious. The principal would lock kids into a special meat locker kept in his office. The students were gutted and hung on meat hooks, only to wait to be eaten by the crazed principal. Yeah. But again, that is all like hearsay stories. That's just like, I don't know. Now let's talk about the Freddy Krueger of Any Little Elementary, as I like to call him. Yes, there are stories of a janitor who befriended many students only to lure them into the boiler room where he would, rape them. So allegedly one day when the janitor was going all Nightmare on Elm Street in the boiler room, the boiler exploded, killing the janitor, many students, and even some faculty. I would say he got what he deserves, but then also so many innocents died in the explosion, so yeah. Much like every abandoned building, a satanic tale is told alongside a few ghost stories. Now, based on police reports and a few hearsay stories, the building was without a doubt being used for satanic rituals and religious gatherings. So obviously this led to the building being haunted. Numerous makeshift altars have been found throughout the school, as well as animal sacrifices. But long before the abandonment and the satanic rituals, the school was still considered haunted. So stories of teachers killing themselves inside the school started to spread. So even crazier than cannibals and Freddy ripoffs, the school was allegedly so haunted at one point that teachers refused to work in the school and was even closed down for a brief period so that a priest could come exorcise the building.
The power of Christ compels you!
Oh, does.
A fucking building had to be exorcised because it was so fucking haunted by teachers killing themselves. Whack. But cannibal principles, exorcisms, and satanic rituals, they're all terrifying. But nothing compares to this. Ghost trees. I fucking kid you not. Some people who have braved the adventure of going through this haunted devil school at night have said they encountered a massive tree growing in the center of the building where the fire took place in 1995. But when they returned to the school in the daytime, they could not find the massive tree, deeming it a ghost tree. So all these rumors and tales have made the once plain Any Little Elementary School the Devil School. But thank you guys for watching my first YouTube video, and honestly I got to say this was so much fun and even better than Twitch streaming for me. If you have any locations like the Devil School, be sure to send it over to my Instagram right here, right at the bottom. I can do this finally. I see all of his YouTubers doing it, so I feel like I have to point right there. It's not a link, so don't click on it. I'm also accepting original scary short stories for me to read and do a voiceover for. Obviously, I won't use this fucking voice as it's boring and plain as shit, but believe me, I will have fun with it, and I'll get so fucking into it. So I'm not cool enough for an awesome YouTube sign-off yet, so, for now, all I have is this awkward fade out.